Today we're going to be looking at the difference between something being undervalued versus inflated. How can we spot undervalued projects? How can we pluck them out of the bunch? And we're going to take a look at just one example of a project later on in the video that I have found to be undervalued. Not that these projects have a promising career. We're not saying that these projects that are undervalued then turn into fantastic investments. You're going to have to do your own research on that. But I'm going to take you through my process so that you can locate these projects. We're going to look at several key factors, and we're going to do some simple calculations that are going to help us determine whether or not a project we believe in is at its undervalued state, or is it more inflated at the current time? Because at different times during a project's life cycle, it could go from being inflated to undervalued, or back vice versa, from being undervalued to inflated. And we're going to take a look. And the biggest tool that we're going to use to help us take a look is this simple tool right here, the calculator. It's a big calculator. Actually have a lot of calculators around my house. Here's another one. There's one on the computer screen. Calculators are a very important tool for us to understand. Yes, we have a hunch about something. Yes, we believe in a project. Yes, we hear about announcements and all that, and that's great. And that's some good, what they call fundamental analysis. And there's a lot there. And then there's technical analysis. There is like the numbers, and you can look into these numbers and recognize and spot projects that could be extremely undervalued at the current time. Where can we look as the first resource? That's going to bring us to TapTools. So here we are on taptools.io. I feature TapTools in lots of my videos because it's a fantastic resource. I promise you that if it looks congested and complex, this website, trust me, the more time you spend looking at it, the easier it gets. And then you'll be able to resource TapTools for whatever you need it for, right? We're all resourcing these tools in different ways. I'm going to show you how I resource it and what I did to set my TapTools up just like this so that I can spot these undervalued projects, all right? Just right off the bat, right now I have my watch list, right? So I have all this blue shade that you see here next to these projects just indicates that these are projects that I'm watching on my watch list. And I can toggle off of my watch list right here and just click that toggle, and then you'll see that some of these aren't on my watch list. My watch list is constantly changing from a day-to-day basis, actually, sometimes, and sometimes from a week-to-week time frame. So it's not that, like I really enjoy LenFi, Iagon, Sunday. Just because it's not on my watch list doesn't mean I'm not so in support of these projects. In fact, it could be the other way around. I know so much about a lot of these projects. The reason my tokens that I have on this watch list, it has to do with lots of strategies that I'm trying to develop in my mind and understand how to leverage a lot of these token projects in Cardano DeFi as it relates to, let's say, staking, vault staking, ISPO opportunities, projects becoming open and listed on money lending platforms, for instance, news, any NFTs that are coming out currently. And a lot of these projects are constantly coming up with updates and releasing different things at different times. And so, yeah, you could just go ahead and develop your watch list. And just also, by the way, that this is the free version. This is not the pro version. I don't have my wallet connected, right? Which is super simple and easy to do. But this is just straight up like you just can go right on TapTools and do everything that I'm doing here without doing anything else, without connecting your wallet. Okay, they do have other features, TapTools, that actually are very enhancing to your ability. So as you grow with understanding and doing some research with TapTools, the more you'll be able to take advantage of the platform. Okay, so I'll just toggle back to my watch list here, and you're going to see a bunch of projects, right? SNAC and AJX. It's measuring the volume of trades. There's transactions, the price, obviously. You can also come up here, click out of ADA. We're in the United States. You can click USD, and now the price of SNAC is going to be shown in your US dollar. And so I'm looking at these Cardano Native Token projects against ADA, right, against Cardano, but also against the price of the dollar. And so I like to keep that in my mind as we move through understanding and trying to locate undervalued projects, okay, undervalued opportunities that are coming up. And so, yes, here we go. And what I did, you're going to have the price, you're going to have all this, the volume, liquidity, how much liquidity is in the SNEC ecosystem, the market cap. Okay, that's going to be a very powerful equation that we're going to look at. The year, how long has this token been around? And then I toggled and I put circulating supply and total supply. And let me see if I customize these two, circulating supply and total supply, I put on. Deeper than the project, deeper than what it's doing, I love to look at, well, I mean, love meaning I have a passion for really taking the decentralized finance world serious. And I think that if you're taking it serious, you have to concern yourself with tokenomics, okay? Tokenomics are a lot more than what I hear people talk about when they talk about tokenomics. Tokenomics, it's like, well, some people are focused strictly on how many tokens there are in the max supply versus the circulating supply, and that's a big deal. We're going to talk about that, but they forget like token distribution or the emissions, right? How many tokens are released at launch? What is the vesting schedule for these tokens, for the team, right? You got to go into a little bit deeper in these tokenomics to understand what the project has to offer, if it's undervalued or if it's inflated. Okay, is it deflationary, right? Is it a deflationary project like SNEC is a deflationary meme coin? So what do we do? How do we find market cap, right? Market cap is determined by a very simple equation where you take the price and you times it by the circulating supply. So if you take the price of an asset and then you multiply that by the circulating supply, right? The amount of tokens that are out right now, not the max supply, but the circulating supply, you're going to get the market cap, okay? So when you're thinking of a project to invest in, you're looking at the market cap and you're thinking, where could the market cap grow? Let's go into our model of Genius Yield, right? We're on CoinGecko. Now, Genius Yield is very new. It's really new. It just launched its DEX at the end of December. I mean, it's just so brand new that it doesn't even really have here on CoinGecko the circulating supply out. That's why resources like TapTools are so very powerful. If you multiply the price and the circulating supply, you're going to get the market cap. And so actually, maybe this isn't a really good one to analyze like this, because for you here watching, it doesn't have the numbers exactly there, but just disclosure between you and me, these are the types of projects that I love to do the calculations with, because it's so new that it doesn't even have the information, you know, and you have to look a little harder to get that information, right? You have to look to get the info because it's not even registered yet within the data. It doesn't have enough data to show that because it's beginning, you know, in a couple years, or maybe even at the end of this year, there'll be enough data for Genius Yield to be registered. It's not even ranked. I'm searching for super undervalued projects that have a fantastic future. That's what I'm searching for. So if it's not even ranked, to me, it's so new. Therefore, I feel those are the places where you can find the diamonds, right? Those are the places where you can find powerful projects where no one's looking really. So let's go to something like AGIX. Singularity Net, just to show you. And you'll see what I mean. See, look at this number there. See that? This is number ranked 103, okay? So that's still low on the totem pole, but actually it's not that low. I mean, think about all the thousands and thousands of cryptocurrency projects out there. Singularity Net is ranked number 103. Okay, Genius Yield didn't have a ranking, and you see the market cap information's here. Okay, the circulating supply is here. All right, let's go to Copy. Is Copy ranked? Probably not yet. Let me see, it might be. Yeah, there it is, Copy's ranked. 726 all the way down there. When I talk to people about some of these projects, they're like, what is this? What do you mean? Where is this project? What is this project? Well, the reason they're asking that question is because they're looking at like the top 10, the top 25. They're going on CoinGecko or coinmarketcap.com and just looking at the top cryptocurrencies and thinking that those are the only ones that have opportunity. As a value investor, why look there? And my theory is, where are the ones down the totem pole that are in the 700s or wherever that could have potentially promising future that are going to climb the ranks? Because if they're climbing the ranks, their market cap is growing. If their market cap is growing and you're in position in this project, well, I mean, that's a no-brainer. Let's look at something like MinSwap. It's another powerful DEX on the Cardano ecosystem. Are they ranked? Let's see. 883 down there, way down there, way down on the list. Okay, and again, just like Genius Yield, just like Copy, there was a time where it didn't really understand how to calculate its market cap, didn't really understand how to calculate its circuit supply because the data wasn't there. MinSwap, Cornucopias, they've been around for 2 years. Okay, they've been around for 2 years. You go over here, we go to MinSwap. 2 years it's been, age, 2 years. Cornucopias, where's it at? 2 years here, Cornucopias. If you go to Genius Yield, only 1 year. Right? Only 1 year. So it's newer. Okay? It's newer on the list. And so it's not ranked, but even so, MinSwap ranked at 883. I talk to people about MinSwap or DexHunter or something, and they're like, "What? What is that? Did you mean to say Uniswap? Did you mean to say PancakeSwap?" It's like, did you mean to say all these thousands of exchanges that everybody talks about? No, I meant to say MinSwap, or I meant to say DexHunter. Don't you know about them? See, when you type in Hunt, it doesn't even give you DexHunter here as one of the options because DexHunter is so new. Let's see if they even have it here. There it is, Hunt token. Let's see what we got. It does not even ranked. Not even ranked. Okay. It's acquiring that data. What's the max? November 20th, 2023. Okay, so it's not even ranked, right? It's struggling to find the information because there's not enough data. Now, what I want to show you with Genius Yield, why Genius Yield was what I'm profiling right now personally, amongst many others, is that another resource with CoinGecko is as you look down, as you go down here, okay, gives you the website and all that. It's just really nice. It's really nice. Like CoinGecko is awesome. What I love about this resource is it gives you the historical price data. And there could be arguments about the superior accuracy of, like, for instance, the all-time high or the all-time low, right? But you could then do your own research and try to verify some of these prices. Okay, so I've done all this. Now, look at the all-time low, and this is serious right now as doing this video, June 11th. The all-time low for Genius Yield was 8 hours ago. It literally, and every single day, it's like creating in like a new all-time low. It's like an all-time low, all-time low, all-time low. There are so much downward pressure on the price of Genius Yield right now that it is, in my view, one of the more undervalued projects out there. Okay, so if we go back to Cardano TapTools aggregator here, we click Genius Yield. Look at the chart; it's just dropping constantly. Okay, if we go to, let me see if we go to USD, will it actually switch it up? Okay, so yeah, it says like 85 cents. Where do they took the all-time high somewhere around here. Okay, so maybe the all-time high, right? It's hard to understand the all-time high with a project like Genius Yield because it didn't go through any significant at all anything. Look at the tininess of this chart. I mean, I know I just squished it up a little bit, but like there's no ebb and flow, right? If you go to somewhere like MinSwap or something, so something that has 2 years worth of time, Okay, you go to like min, and it's got more time under its belt. You're going to see the chart is much more robust. Genius yield is from like here to here. It's got like this amount of time. MinSwap's got this amount of time, and it has not even gone through a bull market. It hasn't even gone through its massive summer yet. Okay, and so you can make the case, and I think that MinSwap is an extremely undervalued project as well, right? So yeah, I mean, look at it. If you go all the way up, these are the metrics of some distribution of trading volume. Can MinSwap go to like 19 bucks? That's crazy. That's crazy, right? It would. I mean, it would be crazy if that happened. But more realistically, can MinSwap come back to here where it's like 42 cents? Now I'm going to take a measurement from around this area of 0.057 area-ish, right? It's right there. I'm going to do my measurement tool, and I'm going to rise up to, where is it? 50 something? Yeah. Well, I mean, like some of these prices, that's 540% right there if it goes back to this level and beyond. So, right, I mean, it's 500%. So that's something to consider when you're thinking of these projects. If you're thinking of something like MinSwap, right? Let's look at this concept, okay, of price going up. If the market cap here is $29,215,231, and the circulating supply, okay, is here, and the circulating supply there, you have to understand what the emissions is. Like, how long will this token get to 3 billion? Like, if tomorrow 500 million tokens come out, well, that's going to affect and dilute the price. That's why they call it the fully diluted valuation. So the fully diluted valuation here is the max supply of tokens, and you're multiplying it by the price to get the fully diluted valuation. And that's kind of where you can make some of your measurements, right, from. If MinSwap needs to double in price, like go 100%, well, the entire market cap has to double also. That's taking into consideration that a massive amount of tokens are going to come into the circulating supply that are not going to come into the circulating supply. So roughly a certain amount will come in. But if, like in a bull market, you look back in history, there are days, there are literally weeks where market caps triple, quadruple, 10x, and then keep compounding. And this is how projects grow thousands of percents in the upward direction, because a lot of money fuels into it. And so if the market cap of MinSwap goes to $60 million, the price is going to just double. And so then if you're looking at investing in projects like Bitcoin, for instance, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, everybody's so focused on Bitcoin. For Bitcoin to double in price, it's going to have to gain another $1,319,026,282,237 to get to 130-something thousand a coin. And then for it to go to then 260,000, another $2.7 trillion is going to have to come into it. And then for it to go to go beyond 500,000, another, whatever that doubling is, another 5 trillion, another 5.3 or something trillion dollars is going to need to come into it to get to 10 trillion for that market cap. Okay. To double up so that the price doubles, right? And so this is what we're imagining when we imagine speculating on projects, right? And so for me, the first thing I do is I'm looking at projects that I believe in, that I understand to be beneficial to the world, to humanity, that are secure, that are robust, that have a future, that have a good roadmap, that have a good team, that have a good mission, right? They have a fair token launch. They have an emission schedule that makes sense. They have great tokenomics in that regard. There's a lot of fair distribution out to the community. They're integrating with other projects. SNEC token, for instance, for crying out loud. I mean, they have over like 40 integrations, DEXs and platforms all over the place. They're marketing. They have the SNEC energy drink, right? They're doing so much. They have a SNEC bot product. They're integrating with so many different applications and spreading out. Those are types of things that I like to see with a project. Okay, they're deflationary. There's a mechanism that actually takes tokens off the market and gets rid of them. So holders actually, so there's constantly like upward pressure on the project. That's where I start, right? I'm not focusing in the beginning on like number go up stuff. That's not where you look. And this is where I see most people starting, and they're in all these wild things and other projects that can dissolve quickly or can be flash scams or rug pulls, in the greater ecosystem at large. So I'm looking for integrity, right? And then you can do these calculations. So right now we're going to do a simple calculation to help us spot undervalued projects. And I originally talked about Genius Yield as being that project to make the calculations on, but because the information isn't easily seen on CoinGecko, we're going to take a look at projects that have the information there. This calculation is very simple. You're taking the fully diluted market cap, and we're going to divide that by the market cap, and that's going to give us a number. And we're going to want that number to be low. The lower that number, the better the opportunity, or the more undervalued the project has the potential to be, right? Like I'm not saying that that's exact, because who knows what can happen with the project. But this is a very important number to help us understand and spot projects. And I don't see many people talking about this calculation. So there's going to be maybe 3 calculations that we do. And so we'll do the same calculation with the 2 projects that we select. But we're going to look at projects that have numbers right there that we can see on CoinGecko. Together, we're going to get on our calculators and we're going to do it. And what we're going to do with this first calculation is we're taking that fully diluted valuation number. And how do we get that fully diluted valuation number? We multiply this price, the current price, by the max supply. The market cap is taking the price and we're multiplying that by the circulating supply. And so when we divide the fully diluted market cap by the market cap, it gives us an important metric to consider when we're looking for a undervalued project. Okay. And so again, we want that number to be low. And so we'll take a look at Cornucopias here. So we're going to take 185,237,372. We're going to divide that by 42,832,758. So I get a number 4.324. Now, is that a high number? Is that a low number? It's relative, right? It's relative. If you don't do these calculations, you might not know whether that's high or low. It could be low. It could be high. Okay. We're going to take a look at another project and see. We're going to compare. So this one's 4.3. Now, at the time of this video, because it takes me sometimes a day or two to get these videos out there, these prices, the market cap will be different and the price will be different. So you can go ahead and just type that exact number in there and get your own little number and see if it changes. Okay, so but right now, as of doing this video, the number is 4.3. Okay, so we're going to remember 4.3. Let's look at another project. Let's just do NuNet because it's like right here. Okay, well, okay. First of all, NuNet has to be on ranked here. So let's go to NuNet. See if it's got some ranking. It should. Yeah, 895 is a great example because this thing is 895. But it shows the market cap. It shows the fully diluted valuation. Okay, it's a small market cap, right? It's another thing I consider. 44,448,00803 divided by 28,577,229. I get 1.56. That's a lot lower than 4.3, right? So that can give us an understanding. Just this ratio isn't the hill to stand on. It's just a metric that you can use. Why don't we do one more? Well, we can do Cardano. The numbers are bigger. You do Cardano. Let's see what Cardano's number is. Let's do Cardano's number. Why not? Fully diluted market valuation, 19,104,765,923. Let's divide that by 15. 026 337 413. What do we get? 1.27. It's an undervalued layer 1. Cardano is an undervalued project. Really, the focus of this channel is the Cardano ecosystem, not because it's undervalued. Well, I mean, it's undervalued because people aren't. I don't think they're looking at these numbers and doing these calculations so much. I think that people are people have a psychological bias to want things now, right? We don't have an easy time dealing with situations that take time. So discipline of time. And like if you had a bag of candy, your favorite thing to eat, it's hard, right? You want to eat that right now. You want that now. So it's like impossible. Even though you think you want to wait for the candy, and enjoy the sweetness later on. Most of us just eat it now, right? It's on our mind constantly. We take a little bit, we eat it a little bit, and then it's gone, right? I think that has a lot to do with how we invest in something. We want the thing to grow right now, right? We want that thing to grow right now. And in that game where you're just you're in these projects for number go up value, that's a zero-sum game. Most of those players end up losing and leaving at a loss over time. Okay, but in the true arc of time, when you're considering the integrity of projects, the security, the scalability, and in cryptocurrency projects, the decentralization, when you consider all these factors, it's hard to argue against the Cardano ecosystem. And then when you actually plug the numbers in, so just like forget about these calculations, just from a fundamental standpoint, it's hard to not recognize, give Cardano the credit it deserves for the work that it's doing in the Cardano in the crypto ecosystem overall, right? I mean, it's setting bars everywhere. It's blazing trails everywhere. I'm seeing other projects now implement the Ouroboros system, okay? The EUTXO model, Apex Fusion is one of them. Cardano is an incredible, fundamentally powerful ecosystem. So it's okay, just that alone. But if now you need to also then factor in numbers and calculations, right? Like the technical side of things, the technical analysis side of things. I mean, it's an incredible opportunity because you put those together and you're like, oh my gosh. Then we get into Cardano Native Token projects that have never been exposed to a bull market. It starts to really trip your mind out a little bit if you think about it. These projects that have the same level of security protected by the mainframe of Cardano's blockchain, with the same capabilities to do governance the same way as Cardano does it on the main chain. So these layer twos have Cardano as a model to implement all of these fantastic expressive capabilities that have not been exposed to a bull market yet is a very powerful thing if you think about it. I used to do mixed martial arts, and it's this concept. So I'm talking about where that thought came out of fundamental analysis, like what is the project versus technical analysis, like let's crunch some numbers. And in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and in mixed martial arts, okay, the whole battle in the beginning, I'm talking about the beginning. I participated in one of the first sanctioned MMA events in New Jersey, Atlantic City. Okay, because it was kind of forming. And then back then in mixed martial arts, you had all the stand-up fighters, like the karate. I mean, honestly, karate. You imagine. Look back to like the first UFCs. You had karate. You had like aikido. Okay, boxing, and then you had the ground fighters, like the wrestlers, the jiu-jitsu players. And because it takes so long to master boxing, right? Or Muay Thai, stand-up arts. Boxing is called the sweet science. It's a science. Any boxers out there putting a lot of time in boxing, you understand it is more than just standing there and throwing punches. It's more about your footwork. It's breathing. There's so many things you're doing with your body and your mind coming together to master the art of boxing. It takes so long. It's kind of like fundamental analysis, right? It takes so long to get into fundamentals, to understand and do research. What's this project doing? How much value does it have? What's the team doing? Right? The team. What are the tokens? What are the emissions? Is it a fair launch? Did it have a fair launch? Right? What are its rewards? What are its incentivizations? What are its integrations? What is it doing, this project? The fundamentals take time, right? And so someone could just be like hung up on fundamentals. And that's it. Because they're like, I don't want to deal with the technicals. That's like the Muay Thai artist, the boxer saying, I don't want to deal with jiu-jitsu, but I feel like I can go into the MMA realm and just go ahead and because it starts on the feet, it starts standing up. Why do I need to learn jiu-jitsu? I'm not going to go to the ground. And Royce Gracie shocked the world, didn't he? A guy who knew zero stand-up. Took advantage of that and took people to the ground and defeated everyone. Winning the UFC in the very beginning, right? With his superior ground skills. That then these people said, well, I need to do ground skills also. So you need to do technicals also. You need to do technical analysis also. And this video is a little bit of like a psychology into the fundamentals and then also into the technicals, because most wise, sophisticated traders are honing in on technical analysis, and lots of trades, okay, market makers and all kinds of savvy, heavy investors are trading off the technicals, the technical analysis, right? And so this is something that you can use to help you get your feet wet in the technical analysis realm, okay, where you're looking at some numbers, right? Because you can't just be over here in the technicals either. You can't just survive in today's mixed martial arts world as the sport has evolved, right? As the sport has evolved, you can't just be Royce Gracie anymore, relying on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Okay, you got ground and pound. You got other metrics that are factored in now. These guys over here are understanding. You need to be well-rounded, right? And so you need to swallow the pride and the ego. In my jiu-jitsu gym on the top, it said, "Ego's left at the door." You leave your ego at the door. Okay, you let it go. You swallow it and you start learning this other sport. If you're stepping into the arena, right? If you're stepping into the mixed martial arts arena, you need to be responsible and take time both in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and in Muay Thai and in boxing and in wrestling, okay? And in traditional Jiu-Jitsu. Takedowns, takedown defense. You need to run. You need to get your stamina up. There's so many factors that make you successful in the arena of mixed martial arts. There are so many factors that make you successful in the arena of cryptocurrency investing and trading, right? So you start off and you start slow and you start to build your powers, start to build your jiu-jitsu game. Okay, you start to build and you get both of the best worlds. You become well-rounded. So this Cryptofluency is all about helping us all become well-rounded so we understand. Okay, and so we just took a look at 3 projects and we did the fully diluted market cap ratio calculation. And we're looking at low numbers. Okay, so NuNet, very low number. It was in the 1 points. Cardano, we just looked at it, 1.2, very low number. Cornucopias, 4.3. Okay, that's great. That's still a low number because a lot of these, several calculations I'll do with projects are in the 7s, like 7 point something. And it's like a rule, not a rule, but if a calculation brings you 10, if it's 10 point something and over, it's an inflated project, right? So underneath of 10 is pretty good. Closer to 1 is extremely good. And so here you have a layer 1 that is a fantastic opportunity, backed by the fundamentals, backed by the security of it, backed by the robustness of it, helps me with that decision, right? There might be better technicals in layer 1s out there, but they are not as secure or something, right? So it's a mixture of understanding the full spectrum of the value. We're going to look at this second calculation next.